Welcome, sports fans. DocSports.com. I'm your host, Mike Davis, and welcome to my free futures winners that I have for you. First, let me just say this. I'm honored to be here at Doc Sports. I do believe we have the best group of handicappers in the industry right here at Doc Sports. I know we have the best customer service, and I'm honored to be here, especially for this football season. If you think about it, the reason I've been brought on board is probably for my football knowledge as well as basketball. And my winning percentages in all sports. But I'm known around the Southeast as a football guy, and that's kind of how I've made my name, not only in this industry, but also in the radio industry. So without further ado, let me get to a couple of free futures winners for you. First off, give me Alabama 6-1 to win the national championship. I'm going to cut to the chase right here. I'm not going to string it out and give you position by position. Nobody cares about that. We want results. Okay, they're going to get in the 4-game playoff. They have 2 games on the road that concern me. At Ole Miss, at LSU. Ole Miss concerns me more than LSU, believe it or not. It comes a little earlier in the year. Let me take a quick look. It comes on October 4th. But they have a bye week prior to that game. After playing Florida at home, they have a bye week before they go to Ole Miss. So although that game troubles me a little bit, I certainly believe they can pull it out. And if they lose that game, they can still make it to the SEC title game and win that, and which would obviously put them in the Final Four. At LSU, that's later in the year. I don't believe they can afford to lose that one. I don't think they will. And then they get Auburn at home. Auburn's overrated this year. I think they'll be good, but everybody's been telling them how great they are. Watch out for Auburn this year. I believe they're a little bit overrated. So I'm not worried about that one as much. They will get into the 14 playoff. And let me tell you something, folks. When Alabama gets into the 14 playoff, nobody's going to beat them. They have the best coaching staff. They have the best players. I know everybody's saying, well, Florida State has recruited really well. They have. They really have. Auburn's got some good recruits. Ole Miss has some good recruits, but that's just for 2 years. Alabama's been recruiting really well for a long time, and they are loaded at the skill position. Running back, wide receiver. I like their front 7 on defense. Offensive line has a couple of questions. Everybody's saying, well, Mike, what about the quarterback position? They haven't named a starter yet. Does anybody remember a couple years ago, going into the first game, they hadn't named a starter yet with McElroy or Phillip Sims? McElroy played his way right into the role, and we know how that finished. So that doesn't concern me at all. I like Alabama 6-1 to win the national championship. I have some good inside information there. Let me tell you this. Derrick Henry, a young man who I've had several opportunities to interview back in the radio business. This guy, coming out of high school, all-time leading rusher in the state of Florida. Touchdowns, you name it, he did it all. Everybody wanted him. Georgia wanted him. Came down Georgia and Alabama. Georgia wanted him to play defense. Alabama wanted him to play defense. But Alabama and Coach Nick Saban said, hey, come on, you play offense for us. Nobody saw that working out. Everybody thought he's too big. He's playing against man against boys in high school. Folks, he's still playing man against boys. He's that big. He broke his leg in the spring last year. Came back, he struggled during the year early on because he couldn't get the pass protection down. He couldn't get his assignments down on that from missing all that time. Finally, he did, and we saw what he did at the end of the year. Derrick Henry to win the Heisman, take a look at that. You can get some long odds on that, and that is a very distinct possibility. So the best running back I've seen in my time now, the best running back in college football I've seen, the best 2 I've ever seen, Herschel Walker, Bo Jackson. He's in that category, folks. He's the best running back I've seen since Bo Jackson in college football. Keep an eye on Derrick Henry. Of course, they're loaded at the wide receiver position. O.J. Howard at tight end. Amari Cooper out there at wide receiver. They have other 4-star and 5-star guys out there. Offensive line, a little bit of a question mark. Like I said, I'm not real concerned about it. They're just too loaded at the skill positions. They get in the 14 playoff, nobody beats them. Florida State, forget about it. Not going to happen. Oregon, Oklahoma, no chance. Ohio State or somebody out of the Big Ten, forget it. You kidding me? Who else could be a possible contender? There are a couple others, but Georgia maybe. But Alabama, national champions, 6-1. Take it to the bank, folks. You'll be glad you did. Stick around. I'm going to have another video here shortly. Make sure you look around the site here. Bookmark my videos and subscribe to my videos on YouTube, as I have daily free winners. And make sure you jump on my football package this year. We're shooting from 62% to 67%. Anything lower than that is unacceptable, and I don't see it happening, folks. Big year coming up in football. Alabama 6-1 to win the national championship. My biggest ever win was on them to win the national championship. Prior to the 2010 national championship, they won it. They won it. And they're going to win it again this year. 6-1, Alabama to win the national championship. Everybody have a great and profitable season.